Hello, third grade. For math today, we are looking at the commutative property. Commutative property. In your workbook, you're going to be looking at page number 26, so you can follow along as we go through our lesson today. Page number 26.
Does order matter when you multiply? Let's see. Libby and Sydney both say their poster has more stickers. Which poster has more stickers?
Let's count how many stickers each poster has. We'll go by rows and then columns. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 stickers on Libby's poster. Now they had 4 rows and 3 columns. This one has 3 columns, 3 rows, and 4 columns. Let's count how many Sydney has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They both have 12.
You can multiply to find out. On Libby's poster, there are 4 rows with 3 stickers in each row. There are 2 ways to write this.
Remember, an array shows objects in equal rows.
3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. And 4 times 3 equals 12. On Sydney's poster, there are 3 rows with 4 stickers in each row. There are 2 ways to write this. 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. And 3 times 4 equals 12. Both posters have the same number of images. Did the order of the factors change?
Remember, the factors are the 2 numbers that we multiply to get the product. So 4 and 3 are the factors, and they switched.
Order property of multiplication says you can multiply numbers in any order, and the product is the same. So 3 times 4 equals 4 times 3.
Let's keep looking at this in our activities for today. On page number 27, let's do this on our class kick. On page number 27 in your book or on your class kick, let's look at completing the number. Actually, let's do the convince me today because I think this will be really helpful for us. Convince me at the bottom. Circle the pair of equations that show the commutative property of multiplication. Remember, you can switch the factors and they equal the same. So let's look at this first one. What are our factors? We have 2 and we have the factor 4, and that equals 8. So if we want to apply the commutative property, we have to have the same factors and it will equal the same product. So let's look at the second one. It has a 2, but it does not have the same second factor. So these are not commutative. That is not showing the commutative property. Let's look at the second one. Our 2 factors are 2 and 4, and we get the product of 8. Now, if it is commutative, we will have the same factors. I see the 2 right here, and we also have the 4. This is commutative because they just flipped the factors. See how they switched the 4, the order of the 4 and the 2? And we got the same product, 8. So we have to circle this one that shows the commutative property. Let's look at this second one. Now it looks like we're going to have to change them both into the same form. This one is in repeated addition, and this one is in multiplication. Let's change the first one into multiplication. So remember, the first one says 4 times you add 2 is how I'd write that in repeated addition. So that's what this is showing. 4 times you add 2. So this one actually is not showing the commutative property because it has the same factors in the same order. Now let's go to page number 27. And we're going to do the top together, and you will have to complete the bottom on your own. We'll get started, but you'll have to finish the rest on your own. Complete the following statement. 6 times 4 equals 24. If that equals 24, if we flip the two factors, 4 times 6 will also equal 24. Write that down. Use structure. What multiplication fact can be paired with 2 times 8 equals 16? To make a pair of facts showing the commutative property of multiplication. Remember, the commutative property switches the factors. Here are our factors. So instead of having our 2 as our first factor, we will have 8 as our first factor. 8 times 2 equals, now we already know what 2 times 8 equals, so if we flip them around, it will equal the same product, 16. Number 3, what is the commutative property of multiplication, sometimes called the order property? Why is the commutative property of multiplication sometimes called the order property? Why do you think? I want you to go ahead and write that down in the bottom. Is it because you changed the order of the factors? Write down what you think. Number 4, draw an array and give the product for each fact. Now, I like to make arrays best on Class Kick, so I would suggest if it ever has you make an array to do it on here. If you ever want to do part of your assignment on Class Kick and part in your book, you can do that. Just upload the part that you did in your book. So remember, the first number is how many rows I have. So I have 5 rows. 1, I need to make them a little bit smaller maybe. You can change the size of your dots on Class Kick. See if it's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have 5 down and 2 across. And I'll double check, 2 across, 5 down, all right. And I need to find the product. I can count by 2s or 5s. I'm quicker with 5s and there's only 2 columns, so I'm gonna count by 5s. 5, 10. So my product is 10. Now using the commutative property, I already know that the answer to 2 times 5 is also 10, but I need to show an array for this problem as well. So let's use a different color. And I have 2 rows, and there's 5 in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll count by 2s this time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I was right. We just switched the factors. That means that it is commutative. They both equal 10. Write that down inside your book. Pause the video if you ever need more time. 5 and 6, complete the question. Now, if 5 times 2 is commutative, we did that up here, that equals the same as what times 2? What factor did we switch? The 2. 5 times 2 equals the same as 2 times 5. Now let's look at number 6. 6 times 1 equals the same as 1 times, what factor are we missing on the other equation? 6. 6 times 1 is the same as 1 times 6. In your assignment today, you are going to do numbers 7 through 12. Now I'll walk you through what you have to do on each part. For numbers 7 and 8, you are writing a multiplication equation for each array in the pair. So for this first one, remember we write down rows and then columns. So I could count the rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my first factor, times, and how many columns? 1, 2. And then I could count by twos to figure out what it would equal. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And my product is 12. Now you'll have to write another one for the commutative equation. How many rows goes right here, and how many columns would go right here. Your total is at the end. Your product is at the end. Same thing for this second one. This one, I think you'll be able to count by fives. Draw an array to show each equation. Now I want you to use this space over here to draw an array. This is exactly what we did up here, okay? You're drawing the array for each equation. Rows is first, columns is second. Fill in the missing number. So remember, there are two factors in a multiplication problem. When we are using the commutative property, we can flip those factors around. So which factor is missing here? Which factor is missing here? Which factor is missing here? After you finish these, you are complete with your math skill for today.